Greetings, you scurvy dogs. Welcome aboard the good ship Kilobits. Captain John here, taking you on a journey of discovery to discover the fate of the Obra Dinn. Hi, welcome to another Kilobits quick first impressions, and today we are taking a look at the return of the Obra Dinn. It's it's the follow-up to Lucas Pope's big hit last year of Papers, Please. I mean, he's been working on this project now for, I think it's been about 6 months or so. I mean, it kind of started appearing on forums like Tigsource back in May, I think it was, or something like that. But what is the return of the Obra Dinn? Well, I mean, kind of the setup for the entire game is this. In 1802, the merchant ship Obra Dinn set out from London for the Orient with over 200 tons of trade goods. 6 months later, it hadn't met its rendezvous point at the Cape of Good Hope and was declared lost at sea. Early this morning of October 14th, 1808, the Obra Dinn drifted into port with sails damaged and no visible crew. As insurance adjuster for the East India Company's London office, find means to board the ship and recover the captain's logbook for assessment. So there you have it. This is basically a whodunit investigation detective kind of game with a very kind of, let's just say, distinct art style. I mean, immediately just from this kind of title screen, you can see it's basically a one-bit game, and you might think, well, why isn't this on a Game Boy or something like that? But I mean, we'll jump in, you'll kind of discover as we go along. And I apologise in advance for my terrible voice acting in a minute. As stated, this is an early development build. Most content is missing and there are rough edges on the rest. Company called on me. Said you need ferry to the ship. Seems a bit late if you ask. I didn't. It shouldn't be back, you know. The Obra Dinn. I know. Could be cursed. Could be. Your box there. What's in it? I don't know. Looks heavy. Hoist it up in a few minutes. What? Ow! Carefully. So, here we are. This is the Obra Dinn. Find the crew muster roll. So that's our kind of mission for this kind of quick demo. And the controls are very simple. It's just keyboard control, W, S and D. I mean, we've got mouse control. One of the first things you pick up on, I mean, as soon as I jumped into the game, was the mouse acceleration and sensitivity is a bit on the high side. I mean, this is just very small movements in the mouse and it's whipping across. I mean, any big movements, you are going to get seasick straight away. And knowing YouTube's compression, this is probably going to look absolutely awful, but I will try and keep kind of camera movement to a minimum. So here we are, we're aboard the Obra Dinn, and like I said, the colour palette might appear like it should be on a Game Boy, but this is kind of, it's a simple game, well, a simple looking game, but I mean the amount of detail he's gone into just in kind of this early build. I mean, look at this. He's using kind of a very minimalist style, but creating kind of lots of depth and the use of shadows. And it's really impressive for kind of a one-man band putting this together. So our job is to find out what's gone on here, and obviously, well, this guy died. He's got an axe there. Could that be something to do with it? Well, we will find out shortly. So, nope, we're not getting in there. How about this one? Nope. Oh, here we go. This is one of the crew's quarters, cabins. Well, I mean, I suppose most of the crew's going to be down below. Oi! Your box! I'll put it here. That's the extent of my voice acting, I'm afraid. There is actually some really nice kind of sound design and voice acting in this. I mean, I don't know whether Lucas is going to keep with kind of the subtitle title screens and things like that for the opening, or if he's going to actually get that voice acted as well. But what's in the box? What's in the box? Well, we have some weird looking stopwatch. The Memento Mortis, or Memento Mortem, or Memento Mors. Remember death. Yeah, going through the forums, there seems to be a bit of debate on what the proper Latin should be, but basically this stopwatch is for remembering death. So this guy's died, let's remember death with him.
Captain! Open the door! Kick it in. Ah! Lest we break it down and take more than those shells!
You bastards may take exactly what I give you!
Okay, so now we find ourselves staring down the barrel of a gun. The captain don't look too happy. So this is kind of the gimmick, the mechanic, the kind of the basis for the whole game is you can basically step back in time using your magical Bernard's watch and find out what's happened to each member of the crew. I mean, I think I read somewhere that there's like 80 crew, and if you have to find out how each one died or disappeared or whatever it is that's led the ship to kind of have vanished for 6 years, this is how you go about it. So obviously, well, this guy got shot, and he's got his mate here, and there's some guy creeping up the stairs, and we've got the captain. So that's 4 of the crew. So maybe we'll find out how these 4 have died. So here's our friend again, and now the door is open. So there's kind of been a lot of kind of comparisons to what is it, Vanishing of Ethan Carter, because obviously it's got kind of the detective element to it. There's kind of the chance to kind of peek back in time and see people's deaths. Obviously, Vanishing of Ethan Carter is an incredibly pretty game. If you haven't played it or watched any YouTube videos of it, I highly recommend it. I'm going to stick a link in to a friend of ours who's done a playthrough on Vanishing of Ethan Carter. I'll stick that in below. And yeah, so maybe this is the captain. We'll find out in a second. And as you notice, we only get like 60 seconds with each death.
Where are they? Must be in here someplace.
They're at the bottom of the sea.
That's a lie.
So this captain looks like he's a tough old bastard. Takes down one crew with a pistol. He's slitting this guy's throat even though he's been harpooned. And there's talk of shells and something being at the bottom of the sea. So obviously something major's gone on here to cause the crew to mutiny. And throughout the game, I'm guessing we'll piece that together. And oh look, it's the guy that was creeping up the stairs, and he appears to have a knife or something in his mouth. So yeah, Captain, I check behind you. I think you're about to be ambushed. But yeah, up time's almost up. So this is kind of the whole kind of, as I say, I wouldn't say gimmick. It is it's a mechanic, and it's going to cause a kind of quite linear gameplay, because I mean you can only go from stage to stage. There's nothing you can do to actually speed up kind of going back and forth in time. You are kind of stuck to that kind of 60 seconds. Developers said he's not going to kind of speed up that, but we'll find out what's happened to this guy. I mean, obviously the captain had a harpoon in him, so this could be the captain. well, no, it's not captain, because the captain has just clubbed this guy over the head with the harpoon, despite having a knife in his back. As I said, he's a tough old bastard, isn't he? And when they say the captain goes down with the ship, yeah, this guy is living up to that kind of. But now we have this door open. We can't interact with anything whilst we're in kind of back in time mode, but there appears to be somebody in the bed here. So we've got a fifth person? Anyway, how much time have we got left on the clock? Oh, 15 seconds. So, if there are kind of 80 people in the crew, that kind of automatically tells you this game is going to be at least an hour and a half or so long. Other things I've kind of picked up from the notes, music, I think Lucas did all the music himself for Papers, Please, and I think he's doing the same for this one as well. I think he mentioned he's happy with a few of the kind of sounds, but he's going to be working on kind of more music for it as development goes along. Okay, well, we have a gun there and a dead body there. Doesn't take Columbo to work out what's happened here, but we will find out.
Abigail.
That's a new name.
Your brother. My friend. I shot him. Dead. I'll be with you soon, my love. Please forgive me for everything.
So, I think the writing's on the wall for the captain, along with his brains. Anyway, he's mentioned an Abigail. So I'm presuming this is Abigail. And he called her his love, and he mentioned her brother, and shooting her brother. Now, the only other guy he shot, other than himself, is Milado here. So this must make him Abigail's brother. So for this, we kind of determine, well, he's obviously the captain, and that must be captain's wife or some kind of close relation for him to call her his love. So let's find out what her story is.
Stay inside! This storm is the devil's work! You can never want those things up for.
That didn't sound too good. So, this is the end of the development build. The fate of 2 crew members can be deduced at this time. Thanks for playing. So, there you have it. We have... well, we've seen the death of a number of these characters. But at the start of the game it said, find the muster roll. Well, this is obviously the captain's quarters. Oh look, a book. Now, I've seen a lot of YouTubers have played through the demo, and they've not actually done this bit, and this is kind of, I would say like the scorecard for the game. And as we see here, fates 0 correct. So we must assign the fates of some of these crew. So here we go, Robert Whittrell, captain, place of birth, Cornwall, and we have a fate. Well, fate is not unknown, we know exactly how he died. He topped himself. Not by drowning, but with a gun. And there we have it. That is 1 down, 79 to go. Now, the only other one we kind of can piece together, he mentioned an Abigail, so there we go. Abigail Hosen Wittrell. Well, Wittrell is obviously the captain's name, so yep, must have been wife. But he mentioned her brother, so we're looking for another Hosen, whatever that word is. And if we look here, William Hossant, first mate, Cullen, Scotland. And we know how he went out. He was killed, not by animal's claws, but by a crewmate, Captain Robert Wittrell, with a gun. And there you have it. 2 fates correct. Only 78 to go. Yeah, we'll determine the fate of everyone, yes. We'll tab into the crew muster if we need to, but we're not going to on this. So there you have it. This is the the demo for the return of the Obra Dinn. I'm going to be keeping an eye on this throughout development. I'm going to stick a link below for both a download for the game and the development log. I mean, it's interesting to see what Lucas Pope is getting up to. He's answering a lot of the kind of feedback people are giving him, both kind of graphical style. I mean, it's got kind of 4 modes at the moment. It's got this kind of sharper full screen, it's got a slightly blurred out full screen, and then 2 kind of slightly smaller screen windowed kind of modes. I'm not going to tab into those because that's going to cause the game to crash. As I said, he's working on the music. He says he's going to play around with the sensitivity, and yeah, as I said, I'm definitely going to keep an eye on this project because a bit of flicker there. If it is anything like Papers, Please, I think he might have captured lightning in a bottle for a second time, and I'm intrigued to see where this goes and to find out what exactly happened to the Obra Dinn. So there you have it. If you like this video, obviously you can let us know in the comments below, or even give us a like. If you want to see more videos like this, you can subscribe to us, and if you want to get in touch with us, you can do on Twitter @thekillerbits, or on Facebook at facebook.com/thekillerbits. Where's the guy with the boat? There's a guy with a boat that dropped me off here. Excuse me. I want to go home. Hello?